Coming up this week, RedFOX Labs is unveiling a new partnership with a Tier 1 centralized exchange, and we're less than 2 weeks away from the launch of the VFox farm. Behind the scenes, the team's hustling hard to make this all happen. Ben Fairbank is with me here today. How are you going, Ben?
Yeah, very well, thank you. Thanks for having me again.
Ben, you've worked on some of the biggest brands in the world. Why are you so bullish about RFox?
Purely because so much, I guess, of our heart and soul has gone into it, and a lot of work and effort. And then we had a pretty big vision that we were told was a little bit ambitious. And we sort of plugged away, kept going. And then as it started coming together, if you get the right people around you, the momentum just is unstoppable. So their belief carries, our belief carries. And as a result, what we're producing at the moment is probably, to be fair, it's probably better than we expected it would be. So we're just extremely bullish about, we keep attracting the right people. We keep attracting people that are very passionate about our cause, and the cause keeps getting stronger and stronger.
Yeah, as an outsider, I understand how this ecosystem and the acquisitions, the partnerships, the momentum, all of it coming together as part of the larger crypto market, digital transformation and adoption. I'm also bullish on RFox. On Twitter, you recently commented that RedFOX Labs will not be under the radar for much longer. So do you care to elaborate?
Yeah, I think that just when we come into a little bit of attention and when we start looking at these types of listings on more known exchanges, and then you've also got the farming coming up, you've got the Binance Smart Chain side of things coming up. We're going to start rolling out little snippets of what the actual virtual space looks like and how it all clicks together a little bit further. It's been good for the core group, but ultimately the people that are coming in need to be educated as well. And we still haven't revealed virtually anything to the core group. So once they start to see how big this is and once they see how it comes together, it's not going to be easy to keep a lid on this.
No, that's right. And Ben, you're at that stage where we can talk about this Tier 1 centralized exchange listing. What can you tell us today?
Yeah, well, we actually will start off with Bittrex first of all. So Bittrex is an OG exchange. It's been around for a long time and it's got a very solid reputation. It's a global exchange. One thing that I will note is that the US residents are not able to trade on this exchange, but never fear. We have another surprise coming for you in about 48 hours.
Okay, fantastic. What other details can you tell us about trading on the Bittrex exchange, the trading pairs? What will they be?
Bittrex will start at 6 a.m. Vietnam time, is the proposed time. That could be subject to change, but that's what we're aiming at. And then it would be Bitcoin and USDT. There's no Ethereum pair. The USDT and Bitcoin pairs do a lot better on the Bittrex exchange. And the thing is that we've already got access to Ethereum with Uniswap, Loopring, and also on Liquid. So ultimately it'll be Bitcoin and USDT to start with.
Okay, and the exchange listing timing looks great considering the progress being made on your very own metaverse and the VFox farm launch coming up. For RFox holders, what opportunities will the exchange listing lead to?
I think mostly what it leads to is we'll do some marketing around that, obviously, but mostly what it does is it brings awareness to other people to RFox. Now, we've had a lot of very staunch supporters for some period of time, and they talk about constantly accumulating and that they knew these days would be numbered. I think that what it brings is more awareness and it brings more traders into the RFox ecosystem. And what that will also mean is that people will be getting geared up and ready to do the farming and the staking on the Binance Smart Chain side as well. So you'd expect that with those listings would come some healthy demand.
All right, so Bittrex is official. What's their point of difference?
I think that the point of difference for them is trust. They've been around for a long period of time. They're kind of like an OG exchange. They've been around for many years. They service the whole globe. The US is the exception on Bittrex Global. They've got a separate section for US due to the rules and regulations. But ultimately, they've been around for a long time. They list all of the major tokens, and they have that trust. They've really built a very strong community base. They've got a large user base and user audience. So it's all about reputation as far as we're concerned.
What else is on your radar for this week?
Yeah, this week it's more about some of the content as well, making sure that we've got more education pieces. We've been listening to people's frequently asked questions, and we're trying to make sure that we've got as much information going out there as we possibly can. I think the feedback, Leo, has been that the little snippets and the short videos have been very well received. So we'll try and make sure that there's more content, more information coming out in relation to how it all fits together. I can tell you that we're progressing very nicely on the Binance Smart Chain side of things. Everything is ahead of schedule and ready to be audited before we give it the final green tick.
Yeah, there's so much work you're putting into getting prepared for the virtual space. And just on that, what I love about the virtual space is that you can create anything that you want. There's really no cap on your creativity. And when it comes to your exclusive Miss Philippines content deal, what do you have planned to utilize the contestants there? Or could we see last year's winner, Rebecca Matteo, inside the virtual space?
100%. We've got a few little surprises and ideas lined up that we'll sort of roll out as we go. But yeah, we want to make sure that these contestants are actually interacting with our audience. And we want to make sure that it's not just, as stated before, a standard type of NFT collection. We want to make sure that this is an immersive experience. We want to have that interaction. We want to have the media side and the media component of things. And on that, we've got a few surprises coming up in the month or so as well. But we've actually got a couple of products that will be not only first to market, but first ever done. So we're very excited to produce those when they're ready.
Yep, I love the RFox surprises, and the possibilities of NFTs in the virtual space are endless. And it's really a digital greenfield, if ever I saw one. And inside the virtual space, there's countless opportunities to cut out the middleman. You see Kings of Leon recently, they minted their new album as an NFT. They cut out Spotify. And overall, we've got DeFi challenging the established financial systems. There's property and advertising space for sale within the metaverses. And we'll see platforms like Spotify and Facebook impacted. It's mind-blowing, and it's a mind-blowing level of disruption. And RFox is right in there taking a share and leading the way in many respects. So I guess I'd like to know, what is the revenue potential for RFox? You're a CEO, you just don't just start a venture without knowing your numbers. Can you give us any ideas?
Yeah, there's the ideas are mind-blowing as far as revenue is concerned if you want to work through it, because going back to your point, like you say, it is extremely disruptive. And we've got the music side of things coming through NFTs. We've got DeFi. We've got the NFT space in itself for art and for other potentially IP. What we're doing is we're just saying it's all too slow in coming together. If we can provide a space where those can all merge, where everything can come together and it can be the cross-section. So we just actually went through this exercise last night. We have to value this based on each of the individual sectors that are merging together. So if you do the math, and you don't have to be that great at math, it's a monster potential. Again, we'll keep a lid on that, and we'll try and be conservative. But ultimately speaking, we're not going to stuff this up. This is a huge opportunity, and we want to get it right. And we're focusing on experience, on the customer experience. So what we're doing is we're making sure, believe it or not, we were in a situation a year ago where anybody that came to work with us, we would be very entertained. We would entertain the thought, we'd have a look at it, and we'd sort of see how we could get things going. We're at a point now where we're saying no more than we are yes, and we're having to turn around and say, we can't deal with these all of the offers that we've got, because we want to produce quality. And the quality output's what's most important to us, and making sure the experience of the customer isn't affected. So, but let's just say it's massive. It's a lot of zeros and a lot of potential growth room as well.
Okay, with all of this ahead of you, it's so exciting. It's amazing. How do you sleep at night when you can imagine what's coming up?
To be honest, I kind of get this, like when I finally do go down, I lay in bed, and then after 10 seconds, I think, oh, you know what else we could do? And I kind of jump up. It's always very disrupted. But when I wake up, after that first few seconds of you're tired because you haven't slept much, you start thinking about what you're doing, and you just want to get at it. So it's something that it's all consuming. I eat a meal and I think about how this could be incorporated. How could this meal be delivered to someone through the metaverse? If I'm walking, I think, what would the experience of walking be like in the metaverse? It consumes your every thought, and we're extremely excited by that. It's the same for all of us.
Yeah, it's a great space to be in when you have that passion. I'm pumped. That's all we have for today. Thanks a lot, Ben.
No, thanks, mate. Thanks for having me.